Best dates I ever had. I was living in DC, and this was when The Devil Wears Prada was out. Anybody who knows me knows I can quote The Devil Wears Prada from top to bottom. Like, I love that movie.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care.
And I had never taken a train ride before, so we took the train from DC to New York. He took me to Nobu 57. And this is like when Nobu was like just starting to pop because he was in every rap song. So like it was like, oh, we're going to Nobu tonight. So we went to Nobu, and then the next day he took me to see The Color Purple. After the play, he took me to Smith and Lewinsky, which was the restaurant that Meryl Streep had Anne Hathaway go get her lunch. And when she brought it, she goes, oh, I don't need that. I'm going to have lunch with Demarchier.
Hey, get to the damn fucking part.
And she was like, pissed. So she takes the plate and throws it in the sink, and the plate cracks and all that stuff. So we went there. We got the exact same steak that Meryl Streep had ordered, or that Anne Hathaway had ordered for Meryl Streep. And I was like, this is the most thoughtful Valentine's Day I've ever had, and probably still one of the most thoughtful weekends. So I was like really planned out for me.
What happened? How you messed up?
And then we got back home. He bought me my first Louis Vuitton bag, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is great. And then I found out that he was a scammer.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. They always say when things seem to be too good to be true, they probably are. And I was like, Lord, how does this man work for the government and he's scamming? He had this man, and I don't want to be stereotypical because if you live in Atlanta, we know there's a lot of scammers. Yeah. And most of them are of African descent. So he had this African friend who he owed him some money, and he's like, hey man, can whatever his name was put this money in your account? So I was like, sure. So I wake up one morning and there's like, I wake up and there's like a negative $1 million on my bank statement. I'm like, a negative $1 million? I'm like, first of all, I'm working for the government. I know I ain't making no $1 million. I'm like, and who pulled out $1 million? It wasn't saying negative. So I called the bank and they were like, oh, that's because there's a fraud alert on your account because the money that was deposited the other day was actually stolen. What? Y'all, I cannot make this shit up. So like on my lunch break, I had to go to Bank of America and put out an affidavit to let them know it wasn't me. And they're like, no, we know it wasn't you. And but I couldn't have an account with them for like years because of that. It was crazy. So you got to be careful who you date and get to know people, because it was real good and then it got real bad. Let's see another.
See. No. We ain't gonna just slide past that. See, she was sitting there bragging about, a certain type of guy doing all this good stuff or whatever. Why don't you just get you an average guy? Get you an average dude. Like, when I tell you those average guys are going to love on you, they're going to treat you right, they'll be more than willing to even allow you to leave sometimes, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But no. Give me that mofo over there. The flashy mofo that got all this other stuff going on that's going to take me out, that's going to do this, that, and the third. Get me a Birkin bag, a Louis Vuitton. I want it all. I can have it all. And they literally be walking right into a mother-loving ditch every single time, man. You're checking for the dude with the swag, that's driving a nice car. Just get you an average guy, man. There's plenty of average men out there that probably would take this young lady and love on her, better than any guy that she's probably asked for. But those guys walk right past them doggone. I mean, like tunnel vision. I don't even see these mofos. Them average 9-to-5 dudes that's going doing their construction work, the garbage men, the postal guy, like those guys, it's so crazy how often they get passed up by eligible women that are say that they're looking for a guy, for a good guy, a guy that's going to treat them right. Now, when you start talking about treating you right, we got to peel back a couple of layers. You know what I'm saying? With the going out to all these fancy restaurants, taking train. No, we listen. He ain't doing all that. This dude gonna make anywhere from $40,000 to $45,000 per year, but he gonna come home to you every night. You know, you gonna get you some good loving every night. He's going to remain faithful. He's gonna be a great husband. He's gonna be a great father if you vet correctly. All right, I gotta make sure I throw that out there. It's some great guys out here. Seriously, some really, really great guys. Don't get me wrong. They still getting snatched up left and right. Like, great guys are still getting snatched up left and right. But this young lady is very attractive. It should not be hard for you to go out and get you an average dude. They don't want to listen to me, though.
Bad date. I want to tell y'all some funny stories. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't really been in a serious relationship since 2017. So the dating.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me add it up. Almost a damn decade. Good grief. Good grief, boy. Almost a decade. This is 2 years. Well, I don't know if she's in a relationship now. Hopefully she is. But yeah, we going on a decade, baby girl. So when I hear stuff like that, you know what I be thinking. Mileage. Because I guarantee that scammer. No, let me stop.
Has been very far and few between. But I dated this other guy who was a little older, and one of my biggest pet peeves is someone who doesn't tip well. Judge me if you want to, but I feel like when there are people in hospitality,
I understand.
You should take care of them, especially if they look out for you, and especially if I'm taking because I actually set the reservation up because that was another thing. I was always having to set up everything. I'm like, bro, dog, can you do anything? What is going on? I don't understand that about men who, it's like the courtship has been lost. How men used to send flowers. We're gonna talk about that too. How men used to.
What am I courting you for? Listen, ma'am, your virginity. Hey, listen, you're courting a young lady that has protected and shielded her wound. Why in the world am I about to court somebody when I'm pretty sure that scammer? You know what? Let me stop, bro. Listen, you were just talking about men think that they can just throw a couple of dollars at you and that's okay. Is that not what the scammer dude did? So what do you want, ma'am? Make it make sense. You was just talking about, guys think that they can just throw a little money here and there and then it's all good. And then you asking what's going on with the courtship? No. That went out the window. Once you passed 100,000 miles, we ain't doing all that, okay? I'm gonna take this motherfucker doggone test drive around the block, and if it don't sound right, I'm bringing this mother right back. All right, we not doing all that. Most guys aren't. Listen, she at the age you're 40, and I'm pretty sure at the time you were in your mid to late 30s. What we doing, man? Wait, what are we doing? We gotta stop playing games.
Send flowers.
Nope.
Take time in advance to set up. Hey, I want to take you out on this day.
No.
They wait till the day of what are you doing tonight? There's no initiative anymore.
Ungrateful.
We're gonna talk about the flowers real quick. So I love flowers. Anybody who knows me knows that I love flowers. Do you know how I dated this guy? And he literally looked me in my face and said, "Do you know why I haven't gotten you flowers?"
Come on.
And I was like, "Why?" I do want to know. Actually, yes. And he said because you want them. What sense does that make? He said, but when I do it, he said it's gonna be so elaborate. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh. And I was like, you're making no sense.
I get that. I guarantee she was nagging. She was probably getting on that dude's nerves. The reason why I haven't gotten you anything yet is because you keep asking for it. If I'm gonna do something, it's gonna be out of the kindness of my heart, and I'm gonna do it when I want to do it. That's how you know it's genuine. But if you have those people that continue to ask me, everybody that know me know I love flowers. Okay, just say that and leave it alone. You know what I mean? If he gonna do it, he gonna do it. But when they start getting up. I ain't even gonna say that, man, because I think that thing kind of exists. It's either in them or they either nag or they don't. And this young lady definitely sounds like we moving towards that.
You know, this is a part of my love language, and this is something that makes me happy. Do it, because I do that for you, and that's another thing. Understanding how people need to be loved, because the way I love may not be the way my man needs to be loved. So understanding that, hey. okay, Crystal's love language is all the love languages. So let me make sure at some point I'm touching her. Let me make sure at some point I give her affection. Make sure at some point I give her affirmations. I give her gifts. I do acts of service for her. And I feel like that's all encompassed in a relationship. And I'm not saying do all those things every single day, but like just consistently let me know, hey babe, I see you, I hear you, and I feel you. And when he did that, I was just like, okay, this is crazy. I was like, you're not my guy. You can go. And the other guy who didn't tip well, it was just like, if you don't treat, I feel like if you don't treat, the way you treat like waiters and people who are there to serve you, if you don't treat them right, that's an immediately dismissal for me. Even when...
All right. Before she started getting into that, I actually agree with her. You know what I mean? When I'm going out, even when I'm not eating. So I've actually been on this 75-day hard challenge. And so some of the restaurants that I go to, they don't have the food. I don't trust any of those restaurants. Like, so on the 75 hard challenge, I haven't been eating out at all because I have not wanted to start back over at day one. But even if I'm going out, either with a group, whether it be, it don't matter. If I'm going out with a group or whatever, I still tip the waiter even though they only brought me water. That's just, I don't know, it's just in me. I don't know, you can call it a Rock Hill thing, a Southern thing, or whatever. I know that those people don't make that much money every hour, but if you're serving and your service is good and you're kind, then you doggone right. I'm gonna make sure, man, that I go out of my way and let you know that I am thankful and I'm grateful for your service. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because we all done ran into those people that act like they don't want to serve you, especially at McDonald's. But we ain't gonna talk about that right now.